My name is Sarah.
And my name is Sharon, and welcome back to Cake Dealers KE, where
we bake and tell.
So
today in studio, we have an amazing guest. And as you said before, she has an amazing aura, which is like a calm, collected spirit. Sisi yapas, we don't understand that. We do not relate with that. But yeah. So I will let her introduce herself. This is Lynn, the lovely Lynn. Yes.
First of all, calm aura is never a word I thought would be used to describe me.
But do you accept?
I feel like I'm a balance of both.
You look like you're very... That's what you want to do, okay.
I'll accept it. But anyway, thank you so much for having me here. My name is Lynn. My name is Lynn Wedera. We actually share a name. That is one thing I wanted to tell you. My name is Lynn Wedera. Though I don't use Sarah as much, but my name is Lynn Wedera. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Karibu sana. I'm so glad you accepted our invite.
Thank you.
Some people accepting to come to our podcast is actually something we really do not take for granted. So thank you for coming. Hauko unatujua, but you are so fast to say yes, and I really appreciate it. May God bless you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will just dive into who is Lynn Wedera. Now that I know Wedera, hey, you will be shocked when you talk to me again.
I'm an entrepreneur. I love life. I love my life. I love that God has given me this life to live. I love being here. I love my children. I love my family. I'm a homemaker. I am a believer. I used to be a baker. That's why I'm here. And now I am an interior designer in the making.
Wow.
That's really nice.
Cake to interior. People are very creative. So you're a very creative person.
I'm totally a creative person at heart. I thought I liked math, but it turns out art is my thing. I like beautifying things. I like spaces. Right now, I like spaces. Before I liked cakes. Now I like spaces. I am just a creative at heart.
That's beautiful. I mean, interior is not a child's play here, because here I wonder how people transfer. Like they take that space into a totally, and you're like, is this?
You see something, just bricks and cement, and the next time you go there,
you wonder like.
Anyway, that's why at the end of the day, I usually say kila mtu abaki na expertise yake.
100%.
There's a friend of mine who came to my shop, and I was making some structure thingy like a jug, and he's just like, I wouldn't have thought you'd make it like this. And I'm just like, but you're a plumber. You these things you know. But he's like, no, I wouldn't have thought like that. So everyone thrives in their spaces.
Which happens to be like her creative, like Mohash is a creative. And so now we will just want to understand Lynn, a bit more. First of all, like your background in school, then now we go to now how you started baking.
My background in school, I went to study journalism. So we're talking about post-high school, I'm assuming. Let's do from campus and onwards. So I went to study journalism and communication. So I'm a journalist somewhere. Once. Did I even practice? Absolutely not. So when I started baking when I was in campus. There was a time my then boyfriend, now husband, thank God.
Amen.
I remember it was Valentine's Day, and I didn't have money to buy him anything. So I decided YouTube and a few ingredients, and I made him a cake. And he was so proud of that cake. He went around telling guys, my girlfriend has made this cake. He was so happy. So after I made that cake, he told me, oh, you're really good at it. But prior to joining high school campus, I told my dad, instead of doing computer packages, could you pay for me to go to a baking school. He was like, no, you need to go to do computers and know what all those things people do. But for me, I think my mind was already set on, I think this is something I'd want for it to feature in my journey as into becoming an adult. So because I didn't get that opportunity, when I realized, you can actually Google recipes, I started learning on my own. So I'd go on YouTube, try out a recipe, my friends would come, we bake. I'd bake their birthdays, they turn out crappy. You should see. I think everyone's first cakes are...
You still have photos?
I'd have to dig deep, but I bet I have. I remember.
If you can just...
I'll send them. I'll send them. I remember one particular yellow and brown cake, and I got yellow and brown because those were the available colors. And they were looking back, they were bad, but at that time they were the best. And everyone really enjoyed them in campus. So I finished campus and when I went for my attachment in third year, I said, now 2017, I said, this is something I'd want to pursue. So I started actively learning and now selling. That is when I went commercial. So I started selling to people
and that's when
around.
Lean Bake started.
That is when Lean Bake started. That is when Lean Bake started. And I remember even when I was finding my name, I kept debating, should I call it, I had so many, a myriad of names. Heavenly Cakes, what? Lean's Bakes, Lean Cakes. I had so many names. And for me, it was just settling on one name and just going with it. So I settled and I continued baking. Went to campus. I used to actually bake. I didn't have an oven. So I used to bake with sand. And you remember in campus we had these coils. I don't know if you guys had, but we had coils.
I know the coils you're talking about.
That we used to. So I used to put one coil beneath, then the sphere of sand, and one coil above. And then now the coil above, I'd have to regulate it because it's temperature. And that's how I started baking.
Don't wait for the big oven.
No.
For the single big oven.
Just start with what you have.
Hey, that's interesting.
Lucky. I'm sure no one has ever thought about it.
I had to devise a way because I knew that I can do it, but I don't have an oven. I don't have a financier who can buy me an oven, and I'll just start somehow. But I think at fourth year, I managed to get an oven. It was 10K, but let me tell you, it was such a huge investment. Such a huge investment. So anyway, that's how I started baking. Oh, those were fun times. Then eventually just went to commercial, started getting gigs outside, my friends, people referring, weddings started coming in. By the time I was leaving campus, so let's say I left campus around August 25th. I had a wedding August 30th and September 1st. So I left campus and started baking immediately with orders. Then I used to cram. My mom's house was always full of cakes like this. She'd let me use her kitchen. I mean, we used to fight a bit, but she'd let me use her kitchen, her house. So I started baking from my father's house.
God bless those parents.
Amen.
Because I mean, if they wangenini na wewe, but eventually tu bado tu ungefanya eventually.
Ulikazana for you to even get there. You were
100%.
The coil cakes, I mean, it's an
gets to a place
invention.
by the way parents just say, let her just do it. Bora samemaliza shule. Wacha afanye tu.
No, I know my dad had plan B because after finishing school and I was still baking, I hadn't gotten a job, but I had told them I'm moving out. So he told me, okay, you can move out, but after I moved out and after I didn't ask him for rent money or anything is when he told me, but you know, I was ready for you to I was ready for it to go anyhow. I had just kept some money aside for you, but thank God I never used that. I don't know if I can cash in now.
You should ask if can I redeem?
But he was just doing what a responsible parent should do, like taking care of the child by all means.
So in the beginning you said you're a believer, and I know that because I followed you. I've seen you writing, amazing posts, especially when you're baking. I remember one particular post you wrote how that year you wanted to do 23. It was so many cakes. 23 cakes because it was 2023.
Yes.
Yeah. And she was like, I've done even more. So I remember saying, I want to tap into such a such a blessing and all that, because now understanding. I would really want you to speak first of all about how has God played a part in it, in you while you are in your baking journey, and you having said that, because you said it was a manifestation, and we can all agree here that the manifestations works. I know for Sharon, she has a story for the manifestation. I would want you to speak to that effect.
Oh, hey. That is a very, very good question. I remember when I made that declaration, I actually suspect it was 2022, not 2023, because 2022 is when I didn't have as much orders or anything, but I just told God, you know what, God, I think I'd want to venture out into wedding cakes, and would you bless me to make this 22 wedding cakes? But the first thing I remember God told me was, you have to be perfect in your craft, and whatever you're giving out, because it is the one that will give you referrals, it has to be something good. So would you learn as much as possible? So I remember I went for a class that was being offered by Tehila Cakes back then. So I went for a class, I got the knowledge. Then what happened? I got the knowledge, then...
It was a class for fondant?
Yes, fondant, like a master class for a week, and it was being done by some Nigerian baker. So I went for that, came back, and I just trusted myself in that field. Wait, I'm mixing up stories. That one was 2019. But anyway, for me, God told me, would you perfect your craft, give the best at every event, because your next client is seated in that wedding. So even as I was making it, it wasn't so that heavy. It was just, those statements that you throw around. By the end of this year, January goes when January begins. By the end of this year, I want this and this to happen, and I hope that I'll have made this and this number of cakes. So seeing it come to pass for me was mind blowing, because I don't like saying put it out in the universe, but I have asked God. He has granted me this great thing, and it has come to pass. So at the end, even when I was counting 23, 24, 25 wedding cakes, I was like, wow, thank you, God, and thank you for the spirit of excellence, because anyway, He's the one who teaches us how to create wealth, and He's the master creator. He's the master creative. So thank you for giving me the direction on these cakes, that I'm even here at 23, 25 wedding cakes. So that's how it all began. It wasn't a massive statement. For me, it was just, you say it, then I was just saying,
what will it take?
What will it take from me? Let me just say it, and then I'll put my head down to work.
And that's really interesting. Thinking about it in each and every. Sometimes Sharon was telling me, you were making a list 1 to 10, then God spins it completely in a different.
And I find upside down. Whatever was number 10, He brings us. This is what is number 1 right now.
Maybe God is just very interesting sometimes. And I've shared this before, because I've told, like I was telling Sharon, up to right now, me hata sionangi kama ni big deal. And Sharon's like, why? And I'm like, we made the cake studio, and it is actually a big deal. Let me just note down. It is a big deal. Yeah. But then, maybe it was not in my books. This year, it was not in my books, and I didn't want it to be in my books. But somebody pushed me. My dad pushed me to a point. Is like, itafanyika whether you like it or not. And for some reason, I was just like, God had His own reason as to why it happened.
The way
because
it happened.
tungefanya cake and see.
True.
Because I mean, we didn't. By the even Mimi in January. Yes, I knew we were doing a cake and sip in Feb, but we didn't think it will be something we will be doing. As often. So even when we decided to do it in Nakuru, also like it was also like a dream come true, because for me I had already, I think, having finished, building a house is okay, but then even the tiny details, that is where the money is at. So I don't know, and I feel like sometimes listening to God is very important.
It is.
You might end up doing something and the kumbe si uende ufanye. Like Sharon says, I've done so many businesses, but into this baking space, God had just to tell me, by the way, this is your space. Yeah, because you might end up being a baker and it is not your thing, baby.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not.
It's true.
So having that understanding and everything, and she kept on doing it. Even I think in 2023 she said something about it, and it just made sense. So you've mentioned you went to a school, like you went to Tehila. Like I'm a big fan of Tehila because she does whipping cream cakes. And so when you finished school, before you started getting orders before you finished school.
Yes,
right?
because I had already started baking when I was still in school.
campus, yeah.
Yes.
So you went to Tehila. Was it your first class?
Yes, it was my first and only class. It was my first and only class. I never went back to any other for...
At least, once one class gives you steps 4.
Yeah.
Now learning the other things is a bit
easy.
Yeah.
For me, YouTube was my go-to class. Every single time I'd want to learn anything, I'd go to YouTube. And then, can we just acknowledge how Russians make their cakes? Have you guys seen how Russians make their cakes?
There's
any Russian name.
you'll see their cakes.
You should.
I think you've seen, maybe, especially Instagram Reels.
Yes, Instagram Reels. When you look at how Russians make their cakes, for me, no one in Kenya was doing that. So my goal was to actually go to Russia.
Wow.
That was my goal. For God told me to do. But my goal was to go to Russia and elevate the cake industry to a space where no one has even seen. That was, and I think if you had seen my cakes, that's where I was heading. My mind was, I was so laser focused on, I need to make a cake, like their concepts, their sculpting, the way they do the ganache.
They had issues with, Russians were critiquing American cakes, I think, and because they were like, why would you make a cake this thick and then the cream equally thick and then another cake thick and then you're done? They're very big also on how
the layers.
It's that lady who does a lot of, there's this bars of chocolate, they're written 2025, then when you spin it a bit, it is written, I don't know.
We'll share.
I think she's one of them. She's the one who makes really I don't know how, like it's chocolate, they color this side, another, she's called Paula or something.
Then
Paula, and then the second name is the Russian writing.
Right now I don't follow them as much, but I still believe they're still
Okay. Yeah.
Because you can even see from inside her cakes, they're very artistic. Mpaka nje. Yeah.
So my goal was to just get to that level. Yeah.
That was a good. Unaweza bado angalia kwa interior. Usisahau goal ya Russia kwenda. Not necessarily cakes. And talking about including God in your prayers, especially when you start, it reminds me of when I was manifesting for, I think last year. Last is when actually I sat I opened, I don't know, was it last year? I moved here last year. So January, all of a sudden I just have an urge of getting away from the house. And I'm wondering, now everywhere I go to, I look for to let. Everywhere, when I'm in a mart, I'm just looking like this would be a good location. So one day I was passing Ukunje, I saw to let, I was like, let me go and see. Actually, it was 2023, I wanted to move out of the house. I brushed off that idea. And then now 2024, I had now that urge. Yani every aspect of my body was just looking for a vacant space. So finally, one day, I was when I finally saw this place, I felt at peace. I was like, this is the place. I moved in. I had already, now I was going back because I moved in March. And then I was like, now I've moved in here. And I'm not getting orders. So I went back to my notebook to write, to manifest, like to pray to God and ask him, you've managed to give me this space. Now give me the clients.
Oh, that was the Feb that you had stress. In February, she didn't have...
Niko na mafundi hapa and I'm like, hey, God, surely. Unanifanya nachukua place alafu unilete orders. Because, it gets to a place where you want those orders so that you pump money back to creating the place. Yeah. So I go back to pray and I'm like, hey, dear God. Now when I open that page, the first page, I see how I had manifested in December 30th that for 2024, I'd like to have my own space and just a room where I can be decorating cakes. I have enough room. And I'm like, there is where the urge was coming from. Because I was like, all of a sudden I want to move out. And I forgot, but those things you write and you forget about them.
Completely.
So you if you really include God and manifestation in your prayers and in your plans, they actually work. 2023, 2024, I also wrote somewhere I want to do 5 wedding cakes. Although the 5th one was pushed to January, it was supposed to be 30th December, it was pushed to January, but they got to 5.
They got to 5.
They got to 5.
That's what counts.
And the money was brought in that year.
That year.
But they got to 5.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, for me, manifesting, I know the importance. I know. And sometimes you manifest and you close that book and you forget. One day you go and read and you're like, I asked for this and it's here.
You got it.
And I asked, so
Like,
it's very important.
It's very important, Drew. I know I didn't even mention it when Samantha was here, but I remember that year I usually make what is it called?
Vision board.
A vision board, but I don't do a physical vision board. So I do it on my phone, and then it comes in as my wallpaper. So I remember that time I had a vision board, and I remember taking her poster of her class and putting it there. And I had forgotten. I even had this watch. And then cut a watch, like to even then,
The nitty-gritty.
But for me, it was a big thing.
Yeah.
At that time, I mean, I had finished. I was in KSL, I think, and so getting 8,000 for a watch. It wasn't like a tinini. But then I just had that thing, and then I remember when I went to that class, I literally showed her, like, see, this is what I had manifested for this year, and it has happened. And eventually, like, I've come to realize there's some things you might write, or you might put there, and that is not what God has said it's happening that year.
Yep.
When mbele yako,
Ngojea.
this is what you want, but that's not what God
But it's true, because for me, sorry.
No, it's okay for you.
I'd imagined I'll do Lynn's Bakes for
Lifetime.
a lifetime. For like 10, 20 years. I'd still be here. I'd be, among the top of the top, doing everything in my power to remain the best, So when God told me the end, I was like, what? Okay, I wasn't shocked. As shocked. Because it started, you see, the beauty about also walking in step with God is He starts preparing you. It's a series. So for me, it started 2022 August. And see, these are things people don't know. For me, it started 2022 August, 2022 September. Told me, would you start detaching yourself from this name, Lynn's Bakes? Because I had found so much identity. My identity was pegged on, I am a baker. Lynn's Bakes is my thing. If I go somewhere, guys are like, oh, you're Lynn of Lynn's Bakes. Oh my God, I'm so happy to meet you. Then God just told me, would you detach yourself from that? If right now I was to call you home, if I was to die, I want you to come without feeling like, oh, nimeacha biashara. So he told me that was September 2022. Then I started detaching. 2023 September again. Told me, by the time now I was pregnant with my second child, by the time you're giving birth to your second child, this business, you're not coming back to it. I said, cool.
Wow.
Because it was already easy. He had already prepared me for it. I said, okay, no problem. So as soon as November, I knew that I had started telling clients, as of next year, if your wedding is past April, I'm not taking the order. So I had started stopping. So that is how eventually by April, I ended up with no order. So I think my last cake was in October of 2024. Because this client had come November.
The one you went out of town?
Yes, the one I went out of town. That was my last cake, but it's because the client had come the previous year. That's why I accepted that very last order. But April, I had moved out of the bakery, moved houses. Now I was in a further place. I just changed my environment completely. So yeah, that's how I ended up at that point.
Wow.
So do you have aspects of things that made you stop or things that made you feel like I need to...
If alone we didn't have, like, God didn't tell me, of course I know maybe you would have continued, but we want now another trajectory.
Well, apart from God told me, I felt like my mind was stagnant. I wasn't being challenged, and I just wanted to explore. Also, to some extent, not a very huge extent, I wanted more money. And I felt like baking, with the way it was structured, I wouldn't get to the amount that was in my head, because now I think at that point I was over 30, or I was 30 years old, and something happens when you get to 30. I was just like, I need to, my goals, the goals that I had, financial goals, I needed to get to them. So I felt like baking wouldn't get me to that goal. Also because my business was largely dependent on me. So if I was the one, because I was the creative director, I was the manager, I was the ops person, I was the accounts, I was social media, I was almost everything, because I had someone who, I had a few assistants, but I was almost everything. So I knew this business, for it to scale to the place where I wanted to get to, it won't get me the money that I want. So yes, there was the money aspect, there was the purpose aspect. I kept asking myself, is this it?
Yeah.
Is this it? And I just felt in my spirit, no, this is not it. There are so many other things I can do. Yeah, so I took the leap of faith.
Were you scared?
Of course. I'm still scared to date.
Really?
At times, I remember when I was leaving, I told God, kukiumana. Mi narudi baking. Kukiumana narudi baking. But so, you know that time when the Israelites were told, when Abraham was told, go to the land, I will show you. It felt like that for me. I literally went to the land, God will show me. Because I didn't know where I was going. I didn't have a fallback plan. My fallback plan was my husband. He took care of me the whole time. He took care of us. That was my fallback plan. But when I was getting now, like after the baking, I didn't know where I'd end up. So initially I even thought, maybe I want to do data science, because at some point in my life, I wanted to do data and statistics. So I said, maybe I should go back to that. I remember after having my son, now we've stayed for like 4 months, so now I want to like get back to active learning. So I went to like a course I paid for in, I think, Coursera or edX. I paid for the course, then I started learning data. Hoi, seva kumana. Inaingia hapa, inatoka huko. Nikasema, niko postpartum. It's just baby brain. Like one simple concept, I was taking ages to learn. Just one thing. Baka nauliza, kwani am I dumb? Am I stupid?
But then let me tell you, postpartum can make you think that you are in another world.
It's true.
Hii unaona toto anaendelea na maisha wewe umesahau, umeenda town na internet bonnet. It's true. I really struggled. I can't say it was easy. I was full of fear. Even with my dad kept asking me, so what are you doing now, mom? Living. Just living. I'm raising my baby.
That was the answer, because now everyone kept asking me, so then what's next? And I don't have a solid answer. And I can't keep on coming and telling you, God will provide an answer.
Yes. Lazima.
I can't keep on, because that's not a satisfied, like it's not an answer to many people. So I had to sit back, just sit in my own cocoon and take myself slowly, because also people asking you creates a lot of pressure.
Yes,
true. Just have asked you, like, how many questions? Like, umeuliza maswali mara ngapi?
Mara nyingi. I got so many questions, even in my DM. But the great thing about living in purpose, even in that season, guys were coming to ask me, how did you get the courage to move? Because at times it's not in the moving itself, it's in the making that decision that you need to now transition into the next space. So I feel like I also helped people know if it is your season, if your season in a particular thing is done. How do you move, and how do you know that this season is done, and how do you explore the next season? Exploring the next season ndo sai naweza ongelea, but in the thick of things, as like exploring the next season when listen to mwingine, I do not know. I'm also navigating this space, but I am sure there's an answer. That's what I kept telling myself. I'm sure there's something meant for me. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I've just realized Lynn hurt my feelings, actually. Can you imagine? She started this concept of doing videos, and then she was doing voiceovers on Instagram. And then I remember you knew, because you started. Kumbe you knew.
And she opened such a beautiful space. Oh my God. Atakama, I only remember one part of you showing where the logo is.
Yeah, I remember the light.
It was so beautiful.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, ulituacha hanging by the way. Many bakers were looking up to you. Many bakers really loved what you do. I feel like tulikuwa shocked like, huh? But also
some discuss kwa groups.
But of course kuna wenye wali discuss.
Yeah. I was very shocked.
But now
umetuacha kwa reels. I enjoyed those. Like I was waiting for them. Now this is the first day we usually do this for the wedding. I was like, oh God. She has an assistant who does the SMBC. She finds SMBC. Oh Lord.
But I feel like it's also important to let the people know that when something comes to an end, it's not the end.
It's not the end.
Yeah, and how they should embrace it, how they like, and when to know when to stop as a baker.
And actually, that time when you left, it's the same time Murugi Muni had named her business, and so I remember that time thinking. I know I will go through the comments actually, and people will be like, oh no, negative comments that come, they think it's positive but it is kind of negative, and I was just like, I feel like it's time we just embrace. If it's imeisha but wacha kujipea stress. If imeisha and just the way God brought you into baking, he will take you to wherever he wants you to,
because I think at some point also my fear was first of all, weddings are highly emotional. Remember, I'm only doing wedding cakes. My fear was, because the grace for it has lifted, I start messing up on people's cakes.
Oh, yeah.
Because now
sinatoka anyway.
Not even that one, but ile tu unachoka, your mind is not 100% there. So for me, I felt maybe I should live at my peak. And I was like, yeah, this is my peak, to be honest. I feel like I have explored, I have done the much I could in this particular space. I have worked with people, I have mentored people, this is the end of my journey.
Yeah.
And even I remember when I was writing to people that is the end, I said that the end of a matter is better than the beginning thereof. Can we always consider that the end of a matter is always better? Yeah. It doesn't have to be a bitter ending, because even as I was writing it, guys thought I was sad. But I was not sad. I was so happy. I felt like, and I remember I told someone this someday, I felt like a girl gallivanting in the fields with flowers, like free.
I feel like I would feel like that. Let me tell you, I think I would feel like that if I had, an account that is a thing. Because I don't think, now where I am currently, I don't think I would trade it for anything, which is also okay. I don't think I would trade this for anything. So maybe the only thing that I would trade it for is maybe a good account, and maybe another thing that would make me stop is, I think, just that. But otherwise,
what if the good account never comes? Because for me,
then I would do it because I love doing it.
Maybe I said a good name. I'd rather live with a good name than spoiled cakes.
You actually did.
I'd rather live with a good name. So I was happy at my exit. I'm sorry.
And Mimi was just looking at this space.
And Mimi Saturday it was 2024, 23. When you posted
2024
last year
in August.
Because I'm hapo ndo niko kwa pick ya my my 5 wedding cakes, and because there's another one, they were also following each other. I think end of September, beginning of October, I think that way. And I'm like, wow, now and then you see someone you look up to. So when a client wants ideas, unaenda kwa your favorite bakers, unatafuta
ideas, unachoma very fast.
But I hope people also, you understand that it's always when you get to somewhere you feel like, hey, now baking it's not what I want to do anymore. You can see
okay.
Yeah.
And I'm okay.
She's really happy in her element.
She says she doesn't miss baking, she doesn't miss decorating, but she doesn't miss
keki. Akikuja kwako anataka
nikuja kwako nataka keki.
And she doesn't miss the late nights, which I also do not advocate for late nights, by the way.
Actually, I never had late nights. Let's start from
especially
that.
Because you had a space away from home. Right?
Let me reveal this here, that my space away from home was next to my house.
Amen.
So it was like a servant's quarter, or
No,
just
I took out the next unit in my apartment.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I was working next to my house.
Yeah.
I don't live there anymore, but I was working next to my house. So I was living here and going to work in the next the next door. So even when clients would come, they'd never know I stayed here. Yeah, I was just living the next So
I think you also advocate for rest.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's just told me niache kukubali last minute orders. Clients last minute orders.
Mkiwacha mnajua tunagombanishwa huku nyuma.
It's love yourself. As a baker, love yourself. In any field, love yourself. For example, if you enter work from 8 to 5, you give your 100% at 8 to 5. So that even after past 5, if you are held liable for anything that goes wrong, at least you give your 100% from 8 to 5. So even as a baker, set your times. It is a job like any other. Set your times, set your procedures. Know that I have, like I was telling Sarah, I used to have a 3-day rule. You bake, day 1, bake. Okay, after you've received the order. And you don't receive the order on day 1 because you need to prepare for day 1.
Yeah.
So on day 1, you bake. Day 2, you decorate. Day 3, you deliver. And that's the structure I used to use for everything. Bake, decorate, deliver. Bake, decorate, deliver. So that on delivery day, I'm not waking up to ice cakes. I never.
Did you used to like do say toppers on the D-Day or the previous day?
You've already planned for day 1.
Yes. Like if you would see my fridge videos, you'd see cakes lined up, zimemalizwa. They were for the next day. So in the morning, my work is to just slide it into a cake box, deliver. That's it. And I'm not the one delivering. Clients, please pay for your Uber money.
Yes.
Pay for your transport, please. I was never the one delivering.
Let me tell you, a huge weight left my shoulder when I decided to no longer, because I used to deliver myself. So I would check on Uber, because unaona mali nimeishi nimbale. I would check Uber, and then now I'd decide what to charge the client for delivery. But once I decided to go all out on delivery with Uber, and of course I have no specific day, it's Uber, but it's a specific person whom I know would go an extra mile to kungojea client ama kufikisha kwa floor ya client. Probably client wakamwambia niko na newborn or hashiki simu but amekutumia house number. So I always prefer to use someone I know for such instances. So hey, let me tell you the peace that comes with knowing that hii keki inakujiwa tu sahi ama pick up. Epitome.
Actually, me personally, I think my epitome inakuanga keki ya harusi kishakatwa.
I know. Do you know, I was telling Sarah, I used to have headaches whenever I have a wedding cake setup. By jioni naumwa na kichwa. But I asked my doctor, like, is there a problem? Like, why do I get headaches when and he just told me, no, it's not about, because I thought it's high blood pressure. He told me no, it's not high blood pressure. Even though you had high blood pressure, see at juu umefanya kitu, that is not something to cause for your pressure to go up mpaka ikue. Akaniambia tu ni anxiety. Let me tell you the anxiety of delivering from here to where it is, and then to wait hiyo keki ikatwe. Because sometimes unajua saa zingine unaonanga tu keki inaweza anza kwenda hivi. So uko tu like
kwanza decorator
ifike mkate. See if he mkate. I used to have headaches by the, and I don't know what happened or what changed. And
then ulishaambiwa sasa shida ni anxiety.
Na venye hiyo probably anxiety kaisha. I enjoy wedding. You go, you set up, you maliza, unangojea, because mimi nilikuwa najonga tunabeba Cipladon.
Hata ukikunywa Cipladon, the more you do it, the more you get used to it. It becomes like second nature.
Yes.
So you don't get angsty about just delivering a cake. Because for me, I used to see it now because I didn't have birthday cakes. It was just another delivery. So at times I even used to leave.
Unawacha cake?
No,
children
assistants.
No, I always leave someone. I had several people who would leave. Because at times you'd find I have 3 wedding cakes in a day, so I'd do something.
That's very, very interesting. Yani mimi, if I remember those cakes za lini, yani ni kama tuko tunaenda na wewe in stages. Umesema umeacha birthday cakes. Okay, sawa. What do we see next? Kidogo unatuacha kwa mata.
Hebu sasa utuambie, when you decided now this is time, let me sit. I just want to picture you now deciding, sitting down on the couch, taking your phone out and typing your end of an era. And why you chose that day to post it?
There must be a reason.
The reason was I was tired of getting calls and people asking me if
So you wanted to just
no, I would have done a decent, because I'm a decent human being. I would have done a decent post just telling people, thank you so much for the 8 years it has been, but this is my time to exit. I don't know, I didn't have a specific reason why I chose that particular day, but I felt like maybe it's because I was postpartum ilikuwa reduced kiasi, so I could think clearly. So I just wrote it and I said I wasn't afraid because I'd already dealt with any repercussion that had already come before, because I'd talked to my clients. I'd told most of the wedding planners that used to contact me. I told them, for me, I'm exiting the industry. It felt like I'd already done all my farewells, so it didn't feel like
so this was just
announcing
kwa page.
Niache kwa page. And even today I got a follower.
Oh, yeah.
The page still continues, and the reason why I didn't close the page, or because it's my legacy. It's something that I have done.
Do not close it.
Something I have done, and something I will live with forever. At some point in my life, I was a baker, and I'm very proud. I am absolutely proud of the work I did.
Yeah, it was a beautiful. I know some cakes tutazi feature hapa. You will just send us your best ones, and then we just feature here. But what was really standing out, ungejoti keki ni Aline, ni the like semi-naked
look.
Like
you ate that one. They were beautiful.
Yes. You used to do buttercream or
yes,
ganache?
buttercream.
Inasimama aje kwa buttercream the whole day.
Inasimama too. I used to have some measures. Like I used to have my bare minimums. So I don't come to the venue before 12 noon.
Okay.
You have to give me a place that is well covered. If it's like A-line tent, the full tent, that is okay. But even with that, the flaps have to be opened. Most of the weddings I used to do were in Limuru. Cooler places.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Good. So I used to get, so if it was anywhere outside Limuru or the cooler Karen Nini, I'd tell someone maybe we consider fondant. Yeah. But most of the cakes I used to do are in Limuru.
Sasa hapo in your buttercream.
Iko sawa.
At some point I even thought of changing my name to become the buttercream whisperer. I was like, I've mastered this thing.
They were actually really beautiful.
Thank you. Mimi hata kuna mwenye sisi hata niambia tengeneze buttercream cake. You know, mimi buttercream I've ever had like tuseme ni kama accident. Although Miss Jenny client alienda kufanya hiyo keki, but the cake nikatoka fridge, it was perfect. Mimi nikapeana keki kwa mtu wa cab, ikamfikia, and then my cab guy is very particular, anachungulianga na kwamba chungulia hiyo cake iko sawa, okay, anakuacha nayo. Apparently so akamwambia achia mtu wa hoteli restaurant, and then I'll come for it jioni or whatever time. So akaachia mtu na iko sawa. Then later me the lady is going to the restaurant, is like the cake doesn't look whatever you sent me. And I'm like, everything, kila mtu, at each and every stage, everybody saying it's okay. So probably nipanye mlieka, it was buttercream, black.
Maybe in a hot restaurant kitchen.
And from that day, if you want a buttercream cake, first of all, katikati ya keki, mimi nafanya whipping cream. Then I crumb coat with buttercream. Then I do the last coat with buttercream. Na ukikuja ndo natoa kwa fridge. I do not.
I loved SMBC. SMBC for me to date, even when my kids ask for cake, it is always SMBC.
So you baked their birthday cake?
Yes. I remained with 4 teens. Okay, 6. I made with 6 teens specifically for my children, my household. My household always gets cake.
Oh, that's nice. Una posting you post.
No. In fact,
for to post it, like by the
no, there's that, but also it takes a lot of energy from me to even bake that one cake. When something is over, the grace lifts. For me, baking a cake was very quick, easy. Right now, I have to.
Ni kama lana sasa. Ni kama kupika chapati.
Yes.
It's
a labor of love.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, that was actually a very beautiful transition, and I don't know, whoever, people are transitioning, so I will want you to mention like maybe something you've learned or 5 lessons you've learned in transitioning to whatever you're doing right now, and you give us a touch base of what you're doing.
Of what I do.
Yes, or even because I've seen something else you did. You did before you did what now you're doing. I don't know if it's your business. I don't know. Granola, was it your business?
It was.
Yeah.
Just what we were saying. Fail fast and fail forward. Yes. Fail fast and fail forward. So I tried out making granola. I made granola. Then I was like, is this it? No, it's not it. Close. Next. So it was just in my adventure after data. I went into granola, made granola. I was like, I'm not enjoying it because again, it took me back to the oven, which I didn't want. Yeah, because granola is baked. So I left granola, and then how I transitioned now into this particular business that I'm doing right now. There's a friend of mine who was moving houses. So she tells me, I actually need to call the curtain guys so they can pima their curtains and install them. I tell her, so you give me that business. I know how to source for curtains. My taste is good and I'll get you what you want. So I installed the curtains. After installing those ones, another one came and we did the same thing. Then another one. This was in a span of 1 month. And I made decent money. I was like, okay. There's something here. There's something here.
I like the way they just come naturally.
Look, that is what happens when you're fully submitted to God's will. So I made the curtains, they came, it was nice, it was wonderful. Then I decided I wouldn't announce it to like social media and everything. I'll just keep quiet. Then I see how it will work out. So January, I remember we did a project with a friend of mine who I'm working under right now. She's an interior designer. So January, February, she came and told me, there's this project. We're going to style an office. I said, okay. So we went for the meeting. Then as just we were talking to the clients, I managed to get an opportunity to talk. And after the meeting, she tells me, Lynn, you're speaking like such a natural in this field. Are you sure you haven't? I'm like, no, I just watch a lot of YouTube interior design things. So she tells me, in this particular field, I feel like you calling yourself an interior stylist would befit you because whatever you're doing, you know how to place things. Just the way I'd make cake, and it will be like cake is a piece of art. For me now, a home is a piece of art. I know where to place a planter, where to, what color goes with what color, like that. So that was Jan, Feb. March is when I decided, okay, there's a business here and I think I love it and I think God can use something here. So I finally come up with a name. It was during a devotion. I was just doing devotion and then God gave me a word. He said, no, an oak of righteousness. And I remember that word because people keep telling me oak of righteousness. And I was like, oak is a piece of wood, yes. So I went and searched up characteristics of an oak tree. It's a resilient wood. It grows in very tough situations. It is it flourishes, it provides shade and wood for many things. I just looked at the characteristics and said, wow, does this not describe me? I am resilient. I am very tough. I take people under my wings and I do amazing things. I am very sturdy. Will I live to 100 years? Maybe not. But in this, my day is like 100 years. Like I make the most of my day. So I looked at those characteristics and I said, I think I'd want to know what an oak tree means in another language. So I researched, then I came to Ike. Ike means oak, basically.
Are you seeing how people are intentional with
their names?
So Ike means oak. And when it came to me, I was like, Ike Homes, Ike Living, Ike Studios. I said, this is it.
Amen.
Perfect. And we are settling here. So that's how I started. Then another friend of mine told me, I've furnished my office, but I need it styled. So I went and my work is to purchase the things, say that a plant needs to go there, this needs to, and I realized that's a job. Could you have imagined that
would you have thought?
No. But would I be here had I not left Lynn's Bakes? Absolutely
no. Not true.
So that's the beauty of when it's time, let go. Then you will discover just how big and expansive your brain can get. I feel like humans, we are very brilliant. Our minds are we are very, very brilliant people. Yeah. So sometimes unajilimit unasema I can only be a secretary. Meantime, in the meantime, maybe God has something so beautiful planned out for you. And he says that, would you follow my blueprint? Mine is better. My way is better. Guys, I can start preaching. I can start preaching.
Angekuwa tu hapa. And to preach, but that is nice. Like knowing the transition and knowing it's not. But me, actually, I feel like most people think, or I don't know if you'll correct me, think that because you've left something, it's because you're a failure. Because I feel like Sharon has left Lou. I left Lou.
Oh, both of you left Lou?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So somebody might...
So I actually really understand that people ask me to date even my relatives. Like, nah, you mean... Like you're not going back, like it's like they're waiting for you to say, hey, now let me go back to corporate.
In fact, even
but it's the same energy, the same energy I'd put into being a lawyer. It's the same energy I'll just put into being a baker.
And can we also mention this one thing that bakers are not learned. Like we are very learned people.
Many are, very many bakers.
Very many of us are very learned people. Yes. So never. Okay, this should be said to bakers. As a baker, never let anyone underestimate your value based on them thinking that you're not learned.
Yes.
You're very learned, you know what you're doing, and you're a brilliant mind. Please, this thing of clients thinking that this is the only option, we dropped out of school. We are master holders, degree holders, we are okay.
It's passion we follow.
More than passion, it is work. We are working.
Just normal. Like the way you go to your office, you're an accountant. It's the same way I walk into my cake studio and I'm a baker. So I mean, you should respect the kind
and that's why sometimes I say when you go to in a room full of people who think they are the who's and who's, even you be a who and who. Being a baker they can't bake. They'll have to look for you to bake. They can't bake. So never feel diminished or demoralized by people who are outside of the industry. Like a student of mine was telling me that she costed her cakes and then someone asked her colleague, I say, hey, sasa, una charge 2 kg, how much? She's like, I'm charging 4,000. And then the colleague akamwambia, Aki una charge mob. Unajua you as a beginner ufai kucharge hivyo. Unajua neighbor wangu ananilipisha 2 kg 1,800.
You're nani uongo sasa.
And then you know what in my class, that is what I always tell my students. Just, they're not your target market.
Oh, true.
Do not start from chini. Because umekuja class, umelipa class. Why would you go and charge 1,800? And you've costed your cakes. You clearly know ingredients za hiyo tukijeta si 1,500. So do not let someone look down upon what you do. You're a beginner, so anza kidogo. You buy all these things.
I remember when my cakes came to, I think 4,500 to 6,500 per kg. And everyone used to come and ask, what? 6,000 per kg? Even with wedding clients, I remember, even up to 10. All this money for just 1 kg of it? I said yes.
Because unajua Lina atakwambia very calmly.
But I had my fair share of people abusing me, telling me I'm not worth the money.
And
but
it's
okay. Is it plastered on my face?
It's okay.
No, it's not plastered on my face.
Was it buttercream?
Buttercream and fondant, yes.
Of course.
Even with the buttercream, I still used to charge because you're not just charging for the ingredients, you're also charging for the craft.
I totally understand that part. And it's very important for you to know your worth as well. Because I remember my dad usually tells me, unajua kuna pale unaweza enda ulipishe mtu, assuming unaona you have lipisha this person the maximum 100,000, and this person will say 100,000 is cheap. Maybe she doesn't even know what she's doing.
In fact,
that is why she's this cheap. And in your head, you're just thinking, I know there's a certain lady who she does catering, and she was given a very, very big event, and for her, she charged 2,000 per plate. And it was like, I think, a government thing. And they told her, no, we have never seen somebody this cheap. So it means your food is not good. The person who replaced her was charging almost 6,000 per plate. So the job left her, not because she does not know what she's doing. It's just that, like, your worth. How would you maybe your worth? So from that day, I'm so sure now she learns what to do. And sometimes even you can even give somebody a quotation and they're like, "Aki, we are Rudy," and somebody goes like, "Okay, when can I make the deposit?" I'm like, "Huh?"
The best
I know.
the best text.
For me, I can't buy such a cake that much. I cannot. But yeah.
Anyway,
We really appreciate you,
Thank you.
being honest and open.
Yeah.
I feel like very many bakers have really, sometimes you always want to know the why of something, not because you're nosy or anything. It just brings you calm. Like now, us, we really now appreciate the fact that we need to learn or know when to stop something or when something, it's okay to stop something. Yeah, thank you so much.
It's okay. You're welcome.
Appreciate.
We really, me, I've always been your biggest fan. You heartbroke me, but it's fine.
You can still
I'm
be my
happy.
biggest fan in interiors.
Yes, I'm happy. I follow you on TikTok. I follow you on Instagram.
Of course.
I still see you do. There's a room you did for a baby. Yeah, it had. I think it was a giraffe or poo. Something on the wall. I don't know. Yes, but
So if you want to design your studios to something very beautiful and classy, we have. So I think she would do a very beautiful
because she has
bakery,
now the knowledge of
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm slowly getting the knowledge, but learning never stops.
Exactly.
It's continuous. So you can trust me with your rooms and your work.
Yeah.
I feel like an intern currently. Like I've begun from the very top, but I know I'll become an expert at some
Exactly.
point. Yeah, it's a journey.
kama cake tulikuwa tunakutambua pia huko kwingine tutakutambua.
Lazima nitambue.
Lazima, si ndio?
Period.
Clock it.
Yes, that's amazing. So thank you so much for gracing our invite. We
You're
truly,
welcome.
truly appreciate you. And even in your endeavors, we pray that you'll be successful. May you just when you're in your
IK.
Yes. When you're in your IK element, may it find purpose, may it be prosperous, and we get to see you in those big magazines and billboards.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful name, by the way.
Yes, very beautiful.
It needs even its own IK Interiors magazine.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it looks, it's really nice.
It looks lush.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So
Thank
guys,
you.
that's
divine.
Lynn for you. Yes, and she's my namesake with Vera. So yeah, anyway, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and also remember we're on Spotify. You can
Listen to us as you cook, as you do interior, as you bake.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
thank
and
you.
also remember to follow her page.
IK.
Sema your page.
IK home. Yeah, IK home.
IK home.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you can. I'm so sorry.
Uh-huh.
Am I still meant to say my 5? Or
just if you can't mention them actually.
I can't mention 5, but
Yeah, mention the most
I mentioned
important
some.
ones. Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
okay. Yes, so you can find me online at IK Home on IG mainly, but hopefully I will have a website up and running as well.
Yeah.
Then I think that's it.
So now
So you've known where to find her.
Yeah.
And yeah. So Sarah, do you have anything else to say?
I think she can give us a parting shot. Just uwanjani wako. Yeah.
So my parting shot would be just because you are starting over doesn't mean you're a failure.
Yeah.
Fail fast, fail forward,
Oh,
and success will find you in the going. Success will find you when you're doing something.
please.
So if you have nothing to offer, then you will have, like, people won't see you. So always know that success will find you in the going. Yeah.
I hope we will type them here too.
They are
Very beautiful.
They are brilliant.
I know.
Are brilliant minds. Anyway.
Brilliant minds.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate. Guys, see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.